So let's get started over here. I'm excited to talk to you guys today about a topic that probably one of the most passionate things I feel like I talk about, especially in boutique boot camp, because I hear from so many boutique owners that are constantly posting on social media, but I feel like they're spinning their wheels. I get a lot of questions about what do I post, and it's not working, and I'm putting things out there, but I'm not getting the return that I want. So the thing that we're going to cover today that I think is just so crucial is how to build engagement, and not only that, but engagement that converts. So I want to just take a quick second because I get to be up here introducing everybody, but just a bit about me. I'm Ashley, of course, with the Hub. And what I did before I started the Boutique Hub is I studied marketing and public relations and communications formally, and then I worked in economic development and small business development for 7 years and ran an economic development corporation out in North Dakota before we moved to Wisconsin and started the Hub. So my passion has always been working with small businesses, but more importantly, to help them solve a problem and solve this challenge and then catch a wild idea and set the world on fire with it. So I often get asked, like, why didn't you just start a boutique? Why did you start the Hub rather than own a boutique? And the truth is because my greatest passion is helping other people succeed. Like, I want to see you get a spark and then just set the world on fire. So when it comes to marketing, I've been studying Facebook strategy and all these things for 8-9 years and testing it with all these different industries along the way to find something that works, and now just try to spread it out to the masses so I can see as many people have success with it as possible. So, and that's kind of what we do at the Hub. There's a lot of things that we do, but Boutique Boot Camp is something I'm so passionate about since we rolled that program out last May. And there's been about 35 women now that have went through that program. And the thing that holds true to be one of the most successful pieces of that program is how boutiques engage on social media, in Facebook, and specifically in Facebook groups. So I feel like we've been combing all this information and testing these different strategies to finally build a recipe that I think works no matter who you are. You can take this recipe, pull in pieces of yourself and your own brand and your identity, and then make it work for your audience. So I wanted to start with this slide because I feel like it's so important with the changing algorithms happening today. And that is that a brand is a reason for somebody to choose. And I feel like that's been the theme of the speakers so far. It's your personal brand and really understanding who your customers are. That's the reason people choose you. But the question I want to ask you with that is, what if nobody sees it? Like, you could build the most beautiful brand in the world, but if nobody sees it, it's a waste, right? So what are you going to do to help people see your brand? There's this little stat in marketing that says the average person has to see something 7 times before they take action on it. Is that scary? 7 times. But if you think about your marketing strategy, you've got your Facebook page, your Facebook group, your email, your website, you have an in-store experience maybe, you have Pinterest, you have Twitter, you have Snapchat, you have Insta Stories, you have all these different avenues you could use. Do you have to use them all? No, you don't. You just stick to what works for you. But you have to be really consistent and get your message out again and again and again so people have that touch with you somewhere, at least 7 times to take action. The end goal today, though, is to get you a strategy. How do you take those 7 times and put it into an actual strategy that you can take a day planner after this is all over and build out what you're going to post every single day and build an engagement train off of that strategy? So this is why I think Facebook groups are the key. Right now, we want to get that message out 7 times, but that algorithm really pulls us down, right? We can't get people to see it even if we put it out there 7 times. That's why at this moment, Facebook groups have this free abundant reach that we can use. And sure, reach in groups is dropping. We talk about that a lot in the Hub, but that is still the best place to reach someone besides paying Facebook ads. So how many of you have a group, and who has a Facebook group? Okay. The majority of you guys do. Perfect. So obviously, we talk a lot about why that is important. But the question we get a lot still in the Hub then is, do I still need a page? Do you still need a page? Absolutely, you still need a page, because a page is still your business card. It's the more professional face of your brand, and it's still where you run your advertising. It's where you drive traffic to your website. It's where you have reviews enabled. Hopefully you have reviews enabled. It's also where people can check in. And in my opinion, Facebook is soon going to overtake Yelp. How many of you guys use Yelp when you're searching for something? A couple people still do. How many of you use Facebook when you're traveling and you're searching for something? Yes. So making sure you have that page up to date, it still has current content, you have reviews, you have people checking in. That's crucial because that's the face of your business and how people are going to find you. The other thing too is Facebook pages integrate with so many other programs that Facebook groups don't yet. So if the point of this little slide here is you have to have both a page and a group, and you can't neglect one or the other. You have to keep them both going. So my favorite thing to tell you guys in the group about groups is to build a community and not a sales channel. And that's when we talk about this content recipe that we go into. This is the strategy that I want you guys to really take to the bank. I think another thing that everybody's really talked about today is how you talk directly to your customers, how you're authentic directly with your customers, and you're building a community with your customers where they're not just buying something from you, because how boring is that? If you're just sell, 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 sell all day, let's pull in a little Gary V and we've got jab, 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 right hook, right? Jab, jab, jab is soft sell, soft sell, soft sell, build a community, and then right hook is ask for the sale. So that's why build a community and not a sales channel. So the algorithm, let's talk about the algorithm for a little bit. How many of you guys feel like you kind of know what the algorithm is, or you're just like, screw that algorithm, it sucks? Yes, it does suck. So the algorithm, here's how it works. The algorithm, because there's so much content on Facebook, this is Facebook's way of saying, what do people most want to see? Because the average person spends at least like, an hour and 45 minutes a day combined on Facebook. So Mark Zuckerberg wants us to spend even more than that on there. But if we start getting fed content that we're not interested in, we're going to leave and we're going to go to Instagram or we're going to go over to Snapchat. So how do we keep people engaged? That's why they introduced the EdgeRank algorithm, is to keep people engaged, showing them friends and family and the things they're most likely to interact with. A couple of things I want to share with you play well in the algorithm that are important for your business. The first is post type. Do you guys know what the most effective post type on Facebook is for content and for free reach? It's video. Video. You will get the most reach out of video more than any other type of content on Facebook. And I think that kind of plays into where marketing as a whole is going. It's that authenticity. People want that raw. They want to see behind the scenes. And that's what video gives them. So anytime you post a video, whether it's a pre-prepared video or a live video, you'll always get more reach than any other post type. The other thing that plays into this is how fast and how many engagements you get. So if you're posting something and you really want it to take off, remember how I said earlier that women are herd animals? Because we are. When we see 10 other women jumping on a giveaway or on a hot item, we want to do it too. So how fast we get engagements and how many engagements we get in those first couple of minutes are crucial. So if you're running a giveaway or if you're launching new arrivals, if you have a couple of best friends or sisters or team members that can jump on and post comments super fast on your content, that's going to spread your content to more people, right? Makes sense? So anytime in boot camp, if we're launching a giveaway or something together, our girls always have at least 10 plus people kind of waiting in the wings to jump on something in content, because then that post can go a little bit more viral. The other thing that's important is the time you post, because Facebook sees things being most recent. This kind of goes back to the last thing here. The more recent content is, the more Facebook is going to share it, the more relevant it is. So if we have got trending topics, which you guys see on the side of your Facebook pages, what's trending in search across Facebook, if it's timely and if it's relevant, Facebook's going to continue to share those things. So you might laugh at seeing all these posts about The Bachelor, but I'm telling you, that stuff's important, right? If you're going to create a conversation with somebody about The Bachelor, it's important because your content's going to get shared and you're building a relationship with someone. Finally, the last thing I want to mention about the algorithm that's important is the relationship of the people that are engaging with you and the other people that may be connected to them and the pages that they follow. So if there's people that have a lot in common that are constantly engaging with you, Facebook's going to show more people that content that are similar, right? They like similar pages, they take similar actions. That's how Facebook targeting is all built, based on all the clicks that we take and all the pages we follow. So those connections that we build are really important. That's why when Becca talked about not buying followers or not trying to be, something that we're not, that's why it's so important. We have to remain in that core if we want to reach more people like it, okay? All right. This is something I think is super interesting. This is how I see the Facebook algorithm either really help someone or really hurt someone. And I look at this algorithm, I guess, as a freight train, like a reach train. If you're constantly posting the same thing again and again and again, like for sale, for sale, for sale, and you're getting zero engagement, do you think the next sale item you post is going to get any more engagement than the last one? No, it's going to stay stagnant. So if you look at the numbers on this first graph that I have here, it's like small numbers, 20, or what are we at, like 400? I can't even read those numbers. But it's pretty stagnant, like little dips up and down. So what's the definition of insanity? It's repeating the same thing again and again and hoping you're going to get a different result without changing anything. That's what that is. So what we need to do is we have to have a strategy, and this is what we're building today. The second example that I have here is how we can build reach in a train. So I wish I could read the bottom of that. I think the first thing is like a sale post, and you kind of start out low. And then maybe you post something that's really personal, but it's tied to your brand. Like it's a picture of your kids, and you're like, guys, I'm just trying to get new inventory loaded on the website, but my toddler just threw up all over me, if that's what it is. I'm looking at Christina, because this is like why your Facebook group kills it. But it's a personal thing that people want to engage with, right? Then our reach goes up, our engagement goes up. Then maybe the next thing you post is a sale item. So it drops just like a little bit. And the next thing you post is a giveaway, and it builds. And then you post a sale item, and maybe it falls a little bit. But then the next thing is some other big, exciting piece of content, or it's a boosted post, and it goes up even further. Does this make sense? We're building and building and building our content off, one piece off of the next. So let's talk now about the recipe. How do we get this? How do we build this train? The first thing is just to be aware that there's a train in the first place. And now we're going to talk about this little recipe. Should you be posting the same thing on the page and in the group as we talk about this train? And the answer is no. One is more personal, your group is more personal, your page is more professional. You're often going to have more sale content, more product content on your page than you are in your group. Your group's going to be a little bit more informal. Same thing on Instagram. Instagram, your profile is more professional. Your Insta stories are more personal and raw and behind the scenes. That's important to keep in mind. All right, so the content recipe. All right, so the content recipe, this is how I see it. I see it as 3 types of content that we have to have when we create this train. The first one is branded content. Branded content to me is anything that builds a relationship between you and your customers. It's behind the scenes that you have with the customers. It's videos, it's sneak peeks, it's what you're wearing, it's what your models are wearing, it's introducing to the models, it's introducing to the team. It's showing who your brand is without actually saying, hey, buy this. This is new, buy this. This is who your company is. Okay? And this branded content, this is really important because it's personal. This is really important in your group, and this is really important especially on Insta stories. Okay? You're still going to use it on your page and you're going to use it on your profile, but I want you to associate branded content with being more personal and more authentic. The second type, here's a couple examples. I forgot I had these in here. Okay, in the upper right-hand corner, this is Emily. She's from Idaho, and this is her doing a live video, like a live update of what was happening at the store that week. And I want to tell you a quick story. The reason I included her was when Emily Phillips first started in Boutique Boot Camp, she had this beautiful model who she still uses on her page, but she was nowhere to be found in her marketing. Like, she did not have a picture of herself. She did not do video. She was not going to show herself anywhere. But once she kind of got over that, maybe drank some wine before she did a live video for the first time, once she got over that fear and she put herself out there, her sales went through the roof. She built like this beautiful Facebook group once she became comfortable with showing who she was behind the scenes. And now she does live videos all the time and just kills it. So I wanted to share that little peek with her. Do you guys see these shorts? They're hot, literally. Sarah Jean, where is Sarah in here? Sarah Pippett from Bad Habit Boutique. She's going to be speaking in the next breakout session, but they just went to LA like a week ago, and so she posted this in her group. This is about the shopping trip. She's building a story about the shopping trip, but she's like, hey, be the buyer. Do you want these shorts? No. Then there's the Pink Lily Boutique. I like what they did here. This is just sharing their Insta stories where they're sharing sneak peeks of what's coming up. And they're sharing it on their Facebook group. So they're repurposing content that's brand related. Down below, there's a video from Riff Raff doing the owner's top picks. which she does every single week. We also have Kaylee Jace Boutique, the one with all the text. Lori Beth is her name. Lori Beth was also in Boutique Boot Camp, and she posted about this in our group a couple weeks ago. She posted like 5 or 6 questions, I think, and just answered them. Like, hey, what's the craziest experience you've ever had as it relates to your store? Tell us about your family. Why did you get started with a boutique? She just shared who she was behind the scenes, and then she shared a picture of her daughter, who her boutique is named after. And that post went crazy in her group. Then the 2 other pictures here, I think, is Katie. I think that's from you. I stole that out of your group from Stella B. These are customer photos. One's from Zigzag Stripe and one is from Stella B. Branded content, part of the piece of the puzzle that's really important is getting your customers involved. So anytime you have customers that can share selfies of what they're wearing, they're sharing anything that they buy, that's a big piece of behind the scenes branded content. And that ties really importantly into building a community over a sales channel. Because once one person, for you guys who have done this, like amen if you're with me, once one person posts a selfie of what they're wearing, a customer, then like 5 more are ready to do it, right? But someone's got to get that train started. So women are herd animals. You plant the first couple of customers, you bribe them to get them to take selfies and post them in the group, and then several more will follow after. And now they're all there supporting one another, building each other up, and telling each other they look beautiful. If you don't follow the Zigzag Stripe, they kill it at this game. They kill it. They've got like, I don't know, 50,000 members of their Facebook group, maybe more than that. And I have to struggle to find something that's for sale in their Facebook group because it's like 100% customer photos. It's amazing to watch that happen. So branded content. Next piece, sales content. This is pretty self-explanatory. This is the items that you have for sale. These are the products that you have. This is good across any social media channel, but you're just going to use it sparingly, and you're going to use it kind of in that peak and valley idea of the freight train. You're going to use it in specific areas. Could be driving traffic to your website. So you're posting an item with links to go to your website. This could be comment to purchase. This could be the recap post that we talk a lot about. For those of you who are members of the Hub inside of our training library, weeks 4 and 5 are all about recap posts and how to do that on Facebook. They work tremendously. This is also live sales. How many of you guys are doing live sales on Facebook? You did? Woo, woo. Lots of you over here. Live sales, like recap posts a couple months ago, I would say if I could put my money on one strategy, it's the recap post. I still would put money on that. But the second thing I would put my money on now is a live sale. Where's Angie from the Pink Pig? Is she in here? She might be over there. Oh, I love like telling people you should go follow. That girl's sales every Wednesday crush it. Like $1,000 in your pocket right there, right? She crushes it with live Facebook sales. She's just herself, and all she's doing is she's pulling pieces, saying, hey, look at what's new in the store this week. Piece, piece, piece. Comment below if you want to enter or if you want to purchase. If you don't want to run that strategy, that's okay. Just run links to your website. So whatever works best for you. The point is, get out there, talk about what's new, show people the fabric, talk about how it fits, show it on yourself, show it on a model. Just be human. That's all people want, right? This is also purge posts. I see in my notes there. Purge posts is the other strategy to use, which you guys use in the inventory exchange and in several Facebook groups. If you've got onesies, twosies that are left and you just need to push them, it's perfect opportunity to post those in your Facebook group. Just post a graphic, like purge post down below, and then you run those items in the comments for a discount. And it's almost like a contest. Like the fastest one to comment gets it. Like I was saying with Kelsey Darby. I just do that for the fun of it. I never win anything, even though I'd have to spend money on it. Like I never win anything when I try to comment on her posts. So here's a couple examples. Oh, speak of the devil, there's Angie in the upper right-hand corner from the Pink Pig doing a live sale. Down below, this is Jessica Joy. She's from Ella J Boutique in Davis, California. The reason I included her in this example is because when we first started working together, she would show all of her items in a flat lay or on a model or on a hanger. And sales were okay. But once she started to introduce herself to her audience and take a picture of herself, engagement went through the roof, sales went through the roof. So now she started doing the selfie mirrors, pictures. And this is what sells the best for her. Like she'll sell out of stuff like crazy because she just changed the style of her photography. Now, is this a style that will work for everybody? No, Everybody's different. So you truly have to test to figure out what style of photography works with your sale posts. For her, this is it. For you, it might be something totally different. The next one I included is Erica from Whiskey Darling Boutique, and this whole side-by-side to kind of fill up your frame and make a nice square image that's beautiful across Facebook and Instagram. I like that. It also kind of shows her at two slightly different angles, so you get a better feel for how that product looks and how it wears and how it lays. And then she's driving traffic to her website with that strategy. The next one down below, I can't even see what boutique, is it Philly Flair, I think? Laura, maybe she's in here. I hope that's what that one is. I can't read the caption, but that's a recap post. How many of you guys are doing recap posts? A couple of you? Does everyone kind of understand what a recap post is? You want me to tell you? No? Okay, so what a recap post is you know when you go to add a single picture on Facebook and then the little plus sign pops up and you can add multiple pictures to the same post? That's what I call a recap post. It's not like a Mark Zuckerberg term because it's not fancy enough. But you just keep adding photos. So between 5 and 20 photos you could add to that one post. Then every single image in that post is linked to your website. So when the consumer comes and they see that post, all they have to do is click on one image, it pops up big, and then the side scroll button pops up. And they can scroll through and see 20 new arrivals on one post. Now, we'll take it a step further. When you go to boost that post, you're boosting 20 photos for the price of one. It's a screaming deal. And the reach and the engagement and the traffic you send to your website when you do that strategy there's nothing else that compares to it in terms of Facebook advertising. So recap posts are spot on. Again, weeks 4 and 5 of the Best Year Yet Challenge inside the training library for members at the Hub will explain all the details on how to do that. The last little tidbit that I have there is something from the Pink Lily Boutique, something that Tori does, is just a collage of new arrivals. So she's saying, hey, sneak peek, this is what's about to go live at 8 p.m. 8 p.m.'s golden hour of new arrivals for most boutiques. So she just shares a little sneak peek, and then she shares the link to the new arrival collection on the website. Okay? So sale content. Pretty straightforward, but more technical than I think we often give it credit for. All right, the last piece in the recipe, we've got branded content, we've got sale content, and now we've got engaging content. This is kind of like the sprinkles on top, but it's not quite dessert yet. Engaging content is what we use to build the train in our freight train, in our algorithm freight train. This is the quotes that we share. This is the really stupid cat memes that sometimes we share. This is the posts about The Bachelor that we share. This is stuff that just relates to our audience, it creates a conversation, and it drives up engagement. It may have nothing to do with behind the scenes at your brand, it's just something that you know your people would like. If you're Western, or if you are kind of a country girl and you're posting about the CMA Awards, or you're posting about Miranda Lambert, whatever it is, how many of you do that and you get decent reach off of that, right? And if you pose it into a question, then you get even more reach. Right? I don't think I have a slide in here on that, but if you're writing notes, I want you to write down this. Call to action. What is your call to action? Because sometimes we just throw content out there like crazy, thinking that just because we build it, they'll come. Just because I have a website, people will go find my stuff and buy it, right? No. People don't look. People don't go click through to your website and click through 500 items just to find the one top. You have to show them exactly where it is and say, please purchase this. This is $49.99, available small through large. Make it so easy, right? Make it so easy. So engaging content, I want to give you a couple of quick examples. I can't see, Christina, is that from you maybe in the upper right-hand corner? The quote? Oh, you're the States. Okay, so the quote in the upper right-hand corner was from a boutique sharing that, it is you. It's from a boutique sharing that, and it's kind of about mom life, right? And her customers are young moms with children, and they're busy, so that quote made sense for her. And that quote's also black and white. And why that's important is if you go crazy sharing any kind of quotes on social media or memes, which you use very sparingly, you gotta make sure it's still your brand. So if I share something on my personal Instagram, it's only black and white. That's just my brand and what I prefer. Yours might be totally different. If we share something on the Boutique Hub, it's something we make ourselves in Canva that has a boutique photo behind it and then black lettering, always in the same font on top, because the brand is really important to keep cohesive. So that's why that quote kind of makes sense. It's going to drive up engagement. The next post they make after that quote is likely going to be new arrivals or something that's actually for sale. And then poor Chris Soules. I mean, I just love this guy on The Bachelor, but this post, I mean, even though it's sad, it's a boutique owner saying, hey, do you guys see this? And it drives up conversation, right? The next thing is, where are you from? How many of you guys do that? Just asking questions in your Facebook group. Where are you guys from? Comment below. Tell me. Creates conversation, builds community. The next one's Kentucky Derby hats. I love that for obvious reasons because it's about fashion. And then finally, Lori Beth, the other one I want to share here is just the bingo night. And the bingo night, she played a game where you have to comment down below. And anytime you comment below, you're driving engagement up so that you can post something big to follow. Now this, I'm going to show you on another slide because she actually wrapped this into a giveaway, which makes complete sense. So this is engaging content. Is this everyone feeling good about engaging content? Makes sense what it is? Perfect. So I want to show you the dessert. We've got the recipe, which is branded content, sales content, and engaging content, but this is the dessert at the party, and that's giveaways. Because everything that we do with this freight train, we can now like multiply it by 10 by running these things as a giveaway. All right? So I'm going to tell you about 3, but I'm only going to get into the details on 1. The first one's growth giveaways. Growth giveaways are just designed to grow a particular social media network that you have. Loop giveaways used to be big on Instagram. I don't really think they're that big on Instagram anymore. Facebook group loop giveaways, that's a mouthful. Those are big right now, and those seem to be getting some traction. It used to be the like follow to win, just trying to build your page likes was a big giveaway. There's still ways to do this, but it's not like the most important giveaway in my book. These next 2 are definitely the most important giveaways. The second one is the list building giveaway. How many of you guys have an active email list that you're trying to build? Most of you? So if you don't have an active email list that you're trying to build yet, let me just ask you a question. What would happen if Instagram and Facebook and Pinterest and Snapchat closed tomorrow? Where would you sell your stuff? Right? How would you reach your customer? Do you own any of your followers on Facebook? No, we don't own any of that. So if they want to turn the reach down on all of those platforms, we're SOL. So we have to have something that's our property, and the only thing we can own is our email list. So it's crucial that we put time and energy and emphasis into our email list. So how do you build your email list? Through a contest. Well, how many of you guys use MailChimp? Okay. How many of you guys have a sign-up page on MailChimp? Like you've gone into your list, and then you go into settings, and then you click on sign-up form. Is how you build it. Let me tell you that again. You go to your list in MailChimp, you click on the drop-down arrow and click on settings, and then you click on sign-up form. What the sign-up form is, you can totally brand it and make it pretty however you want, but it just gives people a landing page to go to your email list. And then it gives you a URL that you can share across all of your social media channels. So simple. You're just saying, hey, do you want 10% off your next purchase or your first purchase? Here's my email list. You don't even have to direct them to the pop-up that's on your website if you're using one. You can just direct them to that simple little landing page. You can run contests off of that landing page, but if I can give you a dynamite secret, this is a dynamite secret, use Typeform. I'm a huge fan of Typeform. Typeform's just a simple form builder. Use Typeform to build your giveaways, to build your email list. That's a really great strategy. The third giveaway type that I want to tell you about, which I think is right along this topic here of building engagement, and that's the engagement giveaway. And the old pioneer of the engagement giveaway was the like, share, win giveaway. Who's all run a like, share, win contest? It's like as oldest trick in the book, right? But it works every single time. Now, yes, you have to pay attention to Facebook's terms of service and terms of use so you don't violate anything. You can't tag people in the actual photo, but you can tag people in the comments. I hear both sides of this whole, can you require someone to share something? And I have not seen anyone get put in Facebook jail yet for that. And their Facebook jail is real, but I have not seen anyone get in Facebook jail for sharing. So you just require them to share at your heart's desire at this point. If you have a new arrival and you want to build up engagement before you launch the rest of your collection, just launch your favorite piece in a like, share, win giveaway. Maybe you give away one new arrival, or maybe it's just a $15 gift card. Because Let's talk about the $15 gift card when it comes to engagement giveaways. Guys, this is when I'm like on the edge of my seat and I'm excited. Make it rain $15 gift cards. Make it rain. Because every time you give away a $15 gift card, they're gonna spend 40. So make it rain. You're not paying Mark Zuckerberg to boost a post that way. You're making someone feel good. You're making them feel like they won something and they're gonna come back. And then the key is, then they get the customer experience. That's when you pounce and you hook them. They have the first purchase with you, and hopefully the experience is outstanding, and they're going to come back again and again and again. So those $15 gift cards are big. Comment to win, kind of the same as the $15 gift card. One way that I really like to use a $15 gift card strategy is the whole recap post paired with a $15 gift card giveaway. It's a new arrival giveaway. Just comment below, tell me which new arrival is your favorite, and I'm going to give somebody a $15 gift card. Or you're doing your new arrival videos every single week. And at the beginning of the video, you're saying, comment below. I'm going to give someone a $15 gift card. So simple. You're just getting people to interact. You're making it rain $15 gift cards. You're getting free reach out of the deal, bringing new engagement to your page, and you're making sales at the end of the day, right? All right, here's a couple little examples. So bingo, that's something that Lori Beth does really well. Again, Laura, I've just been stealing all of Philly Flair's photos for this slideshow here. Same thing, that's a like, share, win giveaway that she ran there. Going back to Riff Raff, she included a $15 gift card giveaway, or maybe hers was $50, in her weekly top picks video. And then the other one here, the question, there's no picture, it's just who's ready for a giveaway? Like and comment on this post. If your engagement is way down in your group and you're struggling, like how do I get it back up again? These simple little, just like and comment on this post for a little giveaway, or I call this like the precursor to the giveaway. You just simply ask, who's ready for a giveaway? And these women are gonna be clicking the like button like crazy because they all want free stuff. And then you come in with a giveaway after that. Does that make sense how you're continuing to just build and build and build engagement, one engaging piece on the next? What's the key to all of this? Consistency, obviously. You can't just post on your page or post in your group every other day and expect there to be any type of change in your business. You have to consistently show up day after day, whether it's you or whether it's a staff member that you've hired that meshes well with your style and your personality and engages well with your customers, but you've got to be consistent. You have to have a strategy that shows up every single day. Authenticity is the other key, and that is building a community and not building just a sales channel. Being you, showing the good and the bad, right? Social media is such a highlight reel, and I feel like, and I think I'm talking about this tomorrow in my talk, but I feel like we only see the good, like what's happening exciting in this person's life, and this person's always on a vacation, and this person just got a new diamond, whatever it is. Sometimes we just want to see the Kim Kardashian ugly cry. Right? We just want to know that we're not the only one over there doing that on the couch from time to time. We want to be real. We want you to let us in. So authenticity is so key. And then finally, the other key is testing. How are we changing this process up to make sure we get a different result if we aren't happy with the initial one each time? So you test and test and test. Just like with Facebook ads, if I could give you one little piece of Facebook ads, testing your audiences, testing your results, testing your ad types, and coming back and noting what changes you made so you know what's working and what's not, right? You're not just throwing money into the wind, but you actually then have a real strategy when you test something. All right, so quickly to recap. We talked about the 3 pieces of the recipe, right? We talked about the sprinkles on top, the giveaway. And now we talked about the 3 keys, but let's talk about one more key that we cannot forget, and that's your brand. Your brand. So if you don't know your customers to begin with, if you don't really know what they're after, and if you don't have a brand to match that, like if your colors aren't cohesive, you don't really have a why behind your business, if you're not really sharing what you do and why you do it, and then build your brand around that, people are just going to miss. They're going to see you, but they're going to go somewhere else because you're not making a connection. And the brand is all about making that connection with your customer. Last piece, because I know this might be a question for some of you, is quantity. How much is too much? How much is not enough, right? How often should I post? Now, the rule of 7 we talked about, the average person has to see something 7 times before they take action. But how many posts do you see from the same boutique in a day? Like, just because of the algorithm, let me rephrase this. How many posts does the algorithm allow us to see from the same boutique in one day? Maybe one, maybe two, even though we've probably posted 10 times, the algorithm is not pushing our content out there. That's why we use this strategy, but that's also why we keep posting. We keep posting consistently. Because in your mind, I hear this from women a lot, I feel like I'm overwhelming people. I feel like I'm posting too much. I'm really gonna annoy someone. You're not gonna annoy anybody because people aren't seeing all of this content. They're only seeing pieces of it. So you have to keep consistent. The last piece when it comes to quantity is building relationships. Every time somebody posts in your group, make sure you're engaging with them back. Make sure you get back to them. If people are sending you a ton of messages, set up an autoresponder in your message inbox so people are at least getting something back from you. Because building relationships is so important. If you feel like, if your customer feels like they're not heard, they're not going to come back to you, right? I love this last little piece, and it kind of reminds me, since Ben is sitting over here, I'm going to pick on him. Celebrate the small wins because they lead to big ones. I need to tell a story about you. So talking about Becca and sitting at their kitchen table, I want to tell you what Ben told me that night. And you probably don't even remember this at all, but this is important. It's important to my husband too. Ben said, if you only focused on making $1 million someday, like if that was your goal, all of you in your business, and you're like, God, I got to make $1 million, that's my goal, and every day that's all you focused on, then this gap between now and when you finally make $1 million, that's going to feel like eternity. It's going to feel like a black hole. And you're constantly focused on what you don't have yet. That's focusing on lack, right? So rather than focus on lack and what we don't have yet, we need to focus on abundance and what we do have. So celebrating these small wins every single day along the way, that is the key. So if you want to have 100,000 followers on Facebook, great. But I would not focus on that. I would focus on, I got 10 more followers today. It's what you're grateful for what you do have versus what you don't have yet. Make sense? This is so important in every aspect of business, not just Facebook groups. Oh, her question was, I had on there tag to enter in the engagement giveaways. And so she said that doesn't always work in groups because that person's name doesn't show up. So that's why it's better on a page or on Instagram.
Do you have a suggestion on how we could, instead of saying, add 30 of your friends to this group, do you have a better solution to that?
Yes, that's an excellent question. I don't want to be added to any more LipSense groups or LuLaRoe groups for that matter, because I get those a lot too. So my tip for that is when you're doing a group growth giveaway, and that's like a growth giveaway as we kind of talked about the 3 types, as you're doing that, rather than focus on the quantity, like add 30 friends, because then they're going to be crap, right? They aren't going to be your brand. They aren't going to be your target market. You just say, hey, we're trying to grow our group. We have this goal of reaching 5,000 members. Maybe you're at 4,000 right now. You set a number. And then you say, anyone who adds their friends who they know would really like our brand, like they have to be a good fit. Anyone who adds those friends between now and then, they'll be entered. But then it's not based on a number, like it's not based on whoever adds the most or who adds a minimum of 30, because then they're adding old men, they're adding, people from other countries, like it just doesn't work. So quantity over quality.
How did you take your Instagram followers and get them into your group? Because I have a lot of people that follow me on Instagram, but I'm having trouble, and she was expounding on that too, getting them over to my group.
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me give you a couple of different ideas. So just posting about your group, like just consistently posting about your group, whether it's in your captions or doing standalone posts about it, that's really helpful. Because you're sending the message like, hey, our truest VIP experience is in our group. And then you have to give them like, what's in it for me? Like if I would read that post, I'd say, so what? Why would I join your group? So be clear about what's in it for them consistently. The other thing I would take advantage of is the link that you get in your Instagram bio. So if you're running a contest, let's say to grow your group, doesn't work so well. Probably a contest to grow your email list. You can send people through that link. And then you can get your information and add them to your group that way. But anytime you run contests like that, you can kind of cross-promote the two. Those links are great. Let me think of another way. I think going back to email. I guess the bigger question I'm thinking is, what is your funnel strategy? Like, where do you want people to go that's most important? Is it your group? Right now. Yes. So you have to think about, like, maybe I get them on my email list first, and then I funnel them out. The email list is usually the easiest to collect, and it gives us the most data that we can then disperse in other areas. So if we have someone's email, we can build Facebook audiences for them. We can add them to your Facebook group, because you guys all know, like, in the little right-hand corner where you add members to the group, you can input someone's email address. And then it will send them a notification from Facebook. It'll send them an email from Facebook saying, hey, Ashley wants to invite you to her group, rather than just pulling someone in there and now you're a member. Now it's not as offensive like we were just talking about. So building your email address or your email list first is probably a better strategy, and then disperse to your group from there, because you've just got much more data.
I'm starting to try to get emails right now, but I'd rather do it for my group, because my group has like 13,000 members where my page has 2. Is there something that I can like copy and paste to my group that you were kind of talking about earlier that says, hey, here's a link, go sign up for my email from my group page?
Yes. So building that sign-up form page from your MailChimp list, you can do that. And then it's just a link that you can share. And I would just put it in your content calendar to remind yourself on an ongoing basis. I feel like I need to talk about content calendars now. Just to remind yourself to continue to post that on a regular basis. But then again, it's important to say why. Like, why join my list? If you're a first-time customer, you get 15% off, that kind of thing. Or using Typeform. Typeform's a free program online that you can build forms, like question and answer forms with, and you can use that to build your email list as well.
Okay, thank you.
Okay? Let me quickly mention and then you're next. Let me just mention content calendars really quick. How many of you guys use a content calendar to plan out what you're going to share on social media? More of you. So this is something, we have a sample content calendar in the training library at the Hub that we built. It's an Excel-based program that we built, and it has every month laid out. And then all the primary holidays, like obviously Black Friday and Christmas and all those things. Then it has the secondary holidays, which are not official holidays, but like National Wine Day, National Best Friend Day, the Kentucky Derby. I mean, the essentials, right? The essentials that are good on social media. And then it has space for you to add in your employees, or maybe not your employees, but your birthday, your store's anniversary, local events that are happening around you. So you plug all those things in. And then you come back, you've got an overarching plan for the next 12 months of what you're going to share. Then you can sit down a week or a month at a time and then get into the nitty-gritty of week to week, what am I going to plan? And on what day am I going to send out my email? And on what day am I going to run a promotion in my group? And on what day am I going to launch new arrivals? Like, now you have a plan, and now you can build consistency when you have a calendar. What was the next thing I was going to tell you about the calendar? What you don't want to forget when you have a content calendar is then to track your results. So if you're tracking a calendar and you've got all these things, these plans that are made, don't forget to come in after you run the event and like track how it went. Like, how many sales did you have? What kind of engagement did you see? If there's anything that you would do different next year, what would it be? You have to keep track of that, because then a year down the road, you come back and you've got this smoke and marketing plan laid out. And it's not sitting down every Monday wondering, oh gosh, what should I post on Facebook this week? Now it's easy. Okay, a couple more questions, and I better keep track of my own time over here too, huh? Yeah, we're just about to go into the next session. Go ahead.
When you said group is more personal and the page group is more personal and the page is more professional. Mm-hmm. So with the groups, I'm sorry, you want to share like your family videos, your employees interacting and things like that, maybe with the merchandise, or maybe like a get to know you, like if you change management or something like that, get to know the staff. So would that be more, could you share that on professional and personal pages?
Yeah. So branded content, that first piece of the recipe, it's great both places. But if you think about, I'm probably going to share 10 of those pieces in my group, but I may only share like the best 3 or 4 on my page.
Okay.
Because when someone goes, like they're going to go to Yelp, we'll say, and they're going to see if your business is legit or not, they don't want to see your family video right away because it doesn't make sense yet. They want to see your product first to see if your style makes sense, and then they're going to build a relationship with you. So the content's relevant both places, but just a different quantity in
Okay.
each place.